Today we are going to talk about slave morality. Do you think people should be low-key, or should they be modest? Don't be too showy, don't seek the limelight, don't be too arrogant. These are lessons we have been taught since childhood. Many people, including philosophers, uphold this view. It aligns closely with our moral intuition. But are there dissenting voices? Yes, there are. For example, Nietzsche strongly rejected this way of thinking. The underlying message of being low-key and modest is, don't stand out too much, otherwise you'll be disliked. Even when you succeed, you should pretend to be ordinary, otherwise you'll seem too proud. This seems like a modest culture, but in fact, it resembles a defensive rejection of other success. In some ways, this is precisely what Nietzsche called slave morality, one of its milder manifestations in modern society. What is slave morality? Let me give you an example. Suppose Xiao Ni travels alone to Iceland. She posts a story on her moments, beautifully composed photos, full of vitality. She writes, spent 3 days crossing the ice field alone, freezing, but every step was worth it. Life should be consumed on things you love to do. In the middle is a selfie taken at the top of an Icelandic mountain. She is smiling confidently and calmly. But this post makes some people uncomfortable. A few colleagues gossip behind her back. She's a bit too flashy with her money, isn't she? It's just a trip, no need to show off so much. Young people should be more low-key. She's a bit over the top. These colleagues might feel a bit envious or slightly resentful, but deep down they unconsciously transform these feelings through a reversal of values. This form of self-comfort is where slave morality begins. When one cannot gain power or freedom, one uses morality to judge the strong and rationalize one's own situation. Morality is born from this. In his genealogy of morals, Nietzsche distinguished between slave morality and master morality. This is one of the core concepts of his entire value philosophy. Master morality originates from the strong, for example, ancient aristocrats, warriors, and conquerors. They possess power, will, and creativity. The hallmark of this morality is self-affirmation. It comes from an exaltation of life force. A person with master morality can define their own values, establish their own self-affirmation, and does not need recognition or approval from others. Slave morality, on the other hand, is the opposite of master morality. Slave morality comes from those who are oppressed, powerless to control their own fate. Their weapon is not strength, but moral condemnation of the strong. They label the characteristics of the strong, such as pride, power, and passion, as evil, while defining their own traits, such as obedience, meekness, endurance, and compassion, as good. This is a psychological strategy of victory. Through morality, they gain the upper hand spiritually. Nietzsche called this a product of ressentiment, resentment. Because they have been suppressed for too long and cannot express themselves directly, they convert their anger into moral judgment, using humility to shame the strong. What is the most typical example of slave morality? Nietzsche believed that Christian morality is the most typical slave morality. It regards poverty, endurance, humility, and compassion as virtues, while viewing strength, desire, and self-confidence as sins. From then on, European civilization embarked on a path where life force was weakened. People no longer created values but instead lived in guilt and suffering. What Nietzsche wanted to do was to overturn this condition. He wanted humanity to rediscover the creativity and vitality of master morality. He called on human beings to become Übermenschen, over men, not to oppress others, but to become creators of their own values. Nietzsche said, "Those who hear no music think the dancers are crazy." In his view, most people live within slave morality. They seek safety, conformity, stability, and avoiding blame. True strong individuals, creators, dare to break old value systems and create their own meaning. The dancers symbolize those with unique souls who dare to follow their own inner rhythm. They hear music that others cannot, the music of self-worth, life impulse, and creative spirit. Those who hear no music symbolize people bound by traditional morality and social norms. Unable to understand this transcendent creativity, they use the word crazy to negate it. Nietzsche is not telling us to become cruel and ruthless strongmen. Rather, he is reminding us not to become people who live in resentment, but to become people who create meaning. Master morality means living with vitality. Slave morality means living in resentment. Although there are no slaves in modern society, there are many spiritually enslaved people. We should unshackle our minds and become people capable of creating value. Of course, on the other hand, Nietzsche's views are very radical, which inevitably means not everyone will accept them. Some people regard his theories as guiding principles, while many others dismiss his ideas. Different strokes for different folks. We may not fully agree with any particular theory, but if we can gain even a little inspiration from it, that is enough.